Welcome to this Excel tutorial where we're going to learn more about Vlookup, HLOOKUP, and or about XLOOKUPs. So I have this Excel sheet which I will link below. It has the marketer, the PIN, date of birth, profit, and bonus, and this is just random information. And we would like to get the bonus of, say, this marketer called Susan Kemanzi. And so as you can see, this is the column that has the marketer's name. We'll go to cell I3. So to get the bonus by Susan Kemanzi, we're going to go to the cell I3 where we are supposed to enter the bonus and enter a VLOOKUP equation, because VLOOKUP looks more about the columns which are the vertical. And so we're going to enter equals VLOOKUP. We're going to enter the reference cell, which is H3. Then we're going to enter the table array, and in this case we're going to enter the first cell, then Control Shift, and then enter, then Control Shift, then the down arrow to select the table. Then we're going to enter the column that we are looking for, and normally the VLOOKUP looks at the table from left to right, so we're going to count from B all the way to F, with B being 1. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to enter 5, and then we're going to return it with the exact match. We can put the true, which is approximate match, but the best is the exact match. Then we're going to close the brackets, then we're going to hit enter. And as you can see, we have Susan Kemanzi. She has 8,768.40. As you can see, she has 8,768.4. So that is the VLOOKUP which looks at the vertical. Next, we're going to look at the HLOOKUP. This is the same information, but now the information is going horizontally. We'll look at the bonus for this person that is called David Mwenda. It works just like the VLOOKUP, just that it looks at the horizontal. So we're going to enter equals, then put HLOOKUP. Then you can hit the tab key. Then after that, we're going to look to put the lookup value, which in this case will be cell B9. Then we're going to enter the table information, which we run from C3, Control Shift I, then Control Shift down to copy that table. And then we're going to enter the next information, which is the row index. And as you can see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're retaining 5. Then we put the exact match. Then we're going to close the bracket, then hit enter. Then we find that David Mwenda has a bonus of £4,325. So that is about the HLOOKUP, which looks at horizontal cells. Next, we're going to look at the XLOOKUP. But before we look at the XLOOKUP, let's see whether the VLOOKUP can help us in solving some equation. In this case, the marketers are in the last column, and therefore we cannot be able to reference it using the VLOOKUP. We can try by entering an equation equals, we write VLOOKUP, then tab key, then we enter the lookup value, which in this case is H4. Then we're going to enter the table array, which is from C3. Then we enter Control Shift, then Control Shift down. Then after that, we enter the column index, which in this case is -1, because we are starting from the right. Then we can enter. Then we need an exact match, which will put the first, then we close the bracket, then we hit enter. And as you can see, we have an error which is not applicable, and therefore this brings us to the XLOOKUP, which we are going to enter the lookup value, which in this case is H8. Then we're going to enter the lookup array, and then the lookup array will be in this column, which is the marketer. So I'm going to click Control Shift, and then I'm going to enter. Then I'm going to Control Shift, then the down key. Then that will select the array in which it's going to look up. Then after it looks up, then the next is the return array, which we want to enter the bonus, which in this case we're going to enter E3, then Control Shift, then down key, and then after that I would like it to return no match just in case it doesn't find, and then I'm going to hit enter. Then we'll get that Susan Kemanzi has a bonus of 909. So if we look at Susan Kemanzi, we find that she has 908.80. So just in case we want it to be exact, we can increase the decimal point and see that we got the exact value. Next, we're going to see what happens when we can't find any match. So in this case, we're going to write the same formula, which is equals to xlookup. Then we're going to enter the lookup value, then the lookup array, Control Shift, then down key. Then after that, the return array, which is E3, then Control Shift, then down. Then just in case there's nothing, or there's nothing in H8, I wanted to return with no match, so I'm going to put no match and then hit enter. Where we see that Susan Kemanzi has $867, and I want to use pounds in this case, which if you can confirm from this cell, just in case we remove anything from here, we find that actually we don't have any match, not until you write it again that you find that we have 866. If we write something else, like say we have Thomas, and Thomas is not in my list, and hit enter, we find that we don't have no match. So this comes in handy just in case you don't have any match. Next, we have the same columns. We want to find the profit and the bonus of this marketer called Anwanja. In this case, we are still going to use the xlookup, where we're going to say equals xlookup, then the lookup value is this cell, then the lookup array is from B3, Control Shift, then down. Then we're going to enter if not found, let's return no match. Then we're going to cross those quotes and cross the xlookup, then hit enter. Then we can see that Anwanja has a profit of $3,477 and bonus of $695. So this is a way of getting two columns, like maybe in my example, the profit and the bonus. Supposing like maybe you have a column and you like to search a certain word, keyword, search a certain thing, but you're not really sure of the spelling exactly or how it is called. In this case, we're still going to use the xlookup. Then we're going to look into this cell. Then we're going to add the amp. Then we're going to add the asterisk, which is really important because it's kind of letting the Excel know that we're not really sure of the spelling. Then we're going to write comma. Then the lookup array will be in this column. Then the return value, we want the profit, so it will be from E3 all the way to E14. Then we're going to skip if not found, and then we're going to look at the wild card character match, and then we're going to enter that. Then we're going to close the bracket and hit enter. Now as you can see, we have ABC. It has resulted with ABC 1454, and as you can see from here, we have ABC. It has a profit of 1,454 pounds. Next, we have bonus by marketers with figures in pounds, and these are the names, and we have the years from 2021 to current year as per recording of this video, which is 2024, and we have the names of the people who are the marketers, and we would like to get the bonus of the year 2023 by the marketer Susan Kemanzi, who happens to be here. in this case we're going to use two X lookups, which we're going to use say equals X lookup. Then we're going to put this as our lookup value. Then we enter the lookup array, which is Control Shift in the name columns, then Control Shift down, and then we put a comma. Then we're going to enter then the next X lookup, which acts as like a filter. X lookup. Then we're going to enter the cell that now we are looking at, which in this case is the year, and the year is in I3, which is somehow hidden. Then we're going to enter all the years. In this case, just to simplify, we would have entered from C3 all the way to C18, but the best is just to enter from C3, then Control Shift, then Control Shift down, then we put a comma, then the lookup array, we enter the years, which is from C3, from the year 2021 to 2024, then we put comma, then the return array we wanted to find from C4, Control Shift down, which will look at all our years, then we put a comma, then we enter if not found, which in this case I'm going to say not found. Then I'm going to close the quotes, then close the bracket, then I will close the next X lookup, then after that I will hit enter. As you can see now, we can see that Susan Kimandi in the year 2023 got a bonus of 552, which, just in case you want to be sure about these 0 zeros, you can increase the decimals and see that we have that bonus. The problem with this is that if we just remove anything here, maybe we just remove the last I, we'll get this error, which is hash not applicable. So in this case, we need to enter another formula. And in this case, we can use an if error statement, which is equals to if error, then we can lock the X lookup, then we write comma, then after that we can write no match, then we close the bracket, then we hit enter. So just in case we put something that is not here, it will bring no match. So that's how you can deal with that error. If you wanted to get the bonus in a certain year of certain marketer, we have to use another specific equation, another specific function, which is the filter function. We're going to put equals filter, then it will ask us for array, and the array we are interested in is from D6, then Control Shift right, then Control Shift down to select, then we put include. We would like to include this cell, and we want the cell C6 all the way to down, which is Control Shift down, to be equal to our name, which is in cell I11. Then we hit enter. If we hit enter, it's going to return with information. As you can see from here, we have Kennedy Moremi, who has like 4 rows of bonuses in 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. Now the problem with using XLOOKUP is that if you are to find such a person who has like multiple rows, like Kennedy Moremi from this side, he has like 4 rows in 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. You can't use the XLOOKUP because by default it searches for the topmost. So the only way we can do that is just to ditch the XLOOKUP and use another function, which is filter function. And the filter function operates by choosing first of all the array, and we want our array to be this column. Then after that, the next we want to include column C, and then our column C, we would like it to be equal to this cell, which is I11. Then after that we can cross the filter, and then after that we hit enter. Now the problem with this is that it has given us for the 4 years, which is 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. But the good thing is that it has given us or the 4 rows. If you were to change this maybe and make it 513, we see it will update in real time. And this one as well, as you can see, it will update in real time. Even if we were to change this column and make it 890, we see that it's going to change in real time here. If you wanted to filter to this year alone, we'll add another layer of filter by saying equals filter. Then we're going to filter what we were filtering. Then in the second instance, we are going to filter row, which we're going to filter from 2021 to 2024, and we would like it to be equal to this year or this cell or whatever will be placed here. Then after that, we can close a bracket and then hit enter. Now, as you can see, we have for the 2023 alone. If you were to change this and make it maybe 2024, it will change dynamically. If you were to make it 2022, it will change automatically. So that's how you can use the Vlookup, HLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, and the sum filter combined to solve all your problems. I hope that is clear, and I hope that you've learned something. Drop a like if you learned in the video, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Until next time, bye bye.